So today we're gonna have a look at Stukov, the latest hero in Heroes of the Storm, and of course he is from the StarCraft universe. Now interestingly enough, they made him a support character. He seems to be primarily focused around slowing his opponents as well as healing up his allies. So before jumping into a game, I quickly want to go over his abilities so you can see what he is all about. So first off, of course, he's got that Zerg infested arm right here. Now I'm a little disappointed that there is like no Alexander and whatnot present, at the very least as far as I can see, but his first ability is his Q right here, and this is really like his bread and butter, and I think the one that you will be focusing on the most. You have to infest an allied hero with a healing pathogen that heals the target for 260 health over 4.5 seconds. Healing pathogen can spread to a nearby allied hero every 0.75 seconds, and a single healing pathogen can spread to each allied hero one time. Basically what that means is that I can go ahead and put that Q, for example, on myself, and it will spread to other nearby heroes. And you can see my allies right here are now all receiving healing over time, which is, for obvious reasons, extremely powerful. And judging by the fact that my allies always seem to like spread Living Bomb like no tomorrow, they should be spreading this one as well. So, you know, basically you cast it on any of your allies, anyone that is nearby will also receive that buff. And you can basically, you know, just continuously heal your allies over time. Second ability is called a weighted pustule. Hurl a pustule that impacts all enemy heroes in a path, dealing 22 damage and slowing them down as well. It increases to a significant slow of 50% over 3 seconds. Deals an additional 87 damage upon expiring or being removed. Basically, it's a skill shot in a line, and the way it works is I can go ahead and throw it up on an enemy. You can see right there that Artis is being slowed down quite a bit, and he's got that purple icon right above his head, and it will basically just do a little bit of damage and slow him down as well. Now, what makes this really interesting, because both of these abilities, like the Q as well as the W, are considered like viruses. So if you have a quick look at his trait right here, it's called the Bio Kill Switch. You can activate it to detonate all of Stukov's viruses. Each healing pathogen heals its target for 562 damage. And I want to point out, we are right now at level 3. I mean, my total HP is at 1800 right now, which is actually a pretty solid amount, so that's a lot of health. And each weighted pustule deals 112 damage and slows its target to 70% for 2 seconds. So really, like, the basic gameplay for this hero will most definitely be to spread as many of these viruses, these pathogens as you can, to allied heroes, and then hit the D ability to, you know, significantly heal someone up. One thing to keep in mind is that the cooldown on the Bio Kill Switch is indeed a rather long one as well. So, you know, you gotta try and make use of it whenever you can. But let me quickly show you how much actually it does. So, if I get hit here a bunch of times by the tower, come on now, guys, please hit me. Alright, and I get on out of there, and I hit that D ability. You can see the instant heal is great. Plus, on top of that, I will still get the healing over time as well. If I'm not mistaken, at the very least. If I understand it correctly, I'm pretty sure I will still be able to continue healing over time as well. Hold up, let me test that real quick. So, I activate the Q ability right there. You can see that I still get that, like, icon above my head. If I go ahead and activate the D ability then next, I'm not sure if that actually consumes it. But long story short, I think it actually may, or maybe it's because I'm full HP. Doesn't really matter. Long story short, you basically spread those viruses on your enemies as well as on your allies, and you heal them up. Now, by default, and this is actually a rather interesting one, I was going through his talents just now. By default, all of his attacks are going to be melee. You can see he attacks really slowly. His, like, attack speed is very, very slow, but he deals an awful lot of damage once again. I mean, that is, you know, 307 damage right there per melee swipe. Now, his attack speed is very low, but he actually, you know, does a lot of damage. Interestingly enough, he's got a level 1 talent right here called Spine Launcher. Basic attacks become ranged, and on top of that, slow down enemies by 20% for 1 second, but deal 50% less damage. Now, 50% less damage would usually be a huge, like, you know, a huge issue, but I mean, that's slow. As well as, like, you know, a ranged attack right now, which I feel is going to be very, very beneficial, in particular, you know, on a support character, right? Because really, I am meant to, like, walk around with my teammates, cast that Q on myself or on my allies, activate that D ability, and just really be at a distance. And if I can slow people down continuously, I would assume that, like, Spine Launcher ability is pretty much as good as it gets. Now, of course, we got one final basic ability as well. It's called the E1. Well, it's called Lurking Arm, rather. It's bound to the E. Channel at a target location creates an area that silences enemies inside and deals 168 damage per second to them. Deals 50% reduced damage to non-heroes, and it does not cost mana while channeling, and it lasts until cancelled or interrupted. Now, it does sound pretty overpowered, not gonna lie. Basically, the way I put it down is just like that. It's a massive circle, and it will continuously deal damage. I mean, as long as I don't get interrupted, I will just simply deal damage to that circle. Now, of course, normally, with most of the abilities in the game, it will actually, like, cost you mana as well, but it's not costing me anything. Plus, on top of that, if I were to have, like, healing pathogen or whatever on my allies, I can actually still, like, activate the bio kill switch while I am in that cast. So, for example, if we have a couple of these things set up, right, I can activate all of that. Look at that. That was so powerful right there. Using a huge amount of burst healing, you know, slowing down the enemies, plus silencing them with my E ability. I mean, it sounds like a really good combination at the very least. And of course, since it also, you know, really prevents people from using abilities in that zone, I can really do a lot of damage with it. Now, one downside to the E ability that I've found so far is that it does not deal damage to buildings. So, if we actually quickly refresh the forge right here, I can cast it on towers, and I was like, oh man, this is going to be awfully overpowered, but it doesn't do any damage to buildings, and of course it only deals half damage right here to enemy minions as well, but that's going to be like his default wave clear, and of course, like an area of effect silence that is going to be very important to put down at a proper angle. Alright, let's quickly go over his level 10 abilities as well, because they are pretty cool. They're basically based around, like, moving your enemies around. So if you have a quick look at it, then it's actually a pretty cool concept. The way it works, and let me go ahead and quickly pick up a couple of talents here that I think are really powerful. First off, we got the Flailing Swipe and an 80-second cooldown. Swipe 3 times in front of Stukov over 1.75 seconds, dealing a bunch of damage to enemies, hit, and knocking them away. Each swipe is larger than the previous. So if you quickly walk up to Arthas, come over here. I got a swipe for you. You can already see how much, you know, distance you will be able to cover. I will be able to swipe them away and do a bunch of damage that way. And honestly, it seems like a pretty cool talent, but it's pretty generic. I would say that the other one, I mean, I'm gonna pick it in the game that we're about to play, and I've yet to play a game with this guy, but the other talent seems really cool. It's called Massive Shove. Extend Stukov's arm. If it hits an enemy hero, they are rapidly shoved until they collide with terrain, taking a bunch of damage, and Stukov takes, or gains rather, 50 armor while shoving an enemy. And the funny part about this is that, as far as I can see, this is unlimited range. So the way this works is, first off, I'm gonna have to find a target. Artist, I can literally shove him away and push him backwards, just like that. Now, of course, right? That would be, you know, a pretty cool ability, but the fact of the matter is that it's at the 20-second cooldown. So one of the things I could, for example, do, right, and let me just wait real quick until Arthas is back up and running. I can literally just walk around him and push him into our forts. And considering the range is pretty substantial, if I walk around him and just simply push him just like that, he's gonna be taken out of that engagement for sure, and any enemy will be easily picked up. I can, you know, slow him down. I can obviously also silence him. I can do a lot of shenanigans with that, all the while, you know, giving my allies more and more healing. And I think that that is gonna be the cool ability to go for. It's gonna be a little bit tricky because, of course, these are a bunch of skill shots. But all things considered, as long as I hit my Q abilities as well as my D abilities in time, I mean, the healing right there is substantial. And actually, yeah, look at that. The heal does indeed continue onwards. He's just basically like a silence damage dealer, you know, healer kind of guy. And it's, in particular, his heal, though. His heal seems awfully strong, at the very least if your allies are grouping up together. Anyway, without further ado, I think it is time to jump into a game. Now, currently, as it is right now, Stukov is only available on the PTR. So here we are, we're queuing up for quick match. I got a couple of friends, but in the past, queue times have taken roughly like 30 to 45 minutes. So I hope it's not gonna be all too bad. Actually, that wasn't even all too bad. I think that took about a minute or so. But anyway, let's give the GLHF right there to my allies, because we are on Blackheart's Bay. Now, here's one thing that I wanted to ask, I guess. One thing that bothers me a little bit about Stukov, I suppose, is that he doesn't really feel like his kit matches his character. I mean, I know, of course, the story of Stukov from the StarCraft universe, and there's no Alexander, there's, you know, a lot of focus on that arm, which, you know, in all honesty is awesome, right? The arm focus is really cool, but it really doesn't come into play very much in the StarCraft lore. And I don't know, I feel like this kit was maybe designed for almost like another hero, and that just sort of, you know, went with Stukov in the end. I'm not entirely sure. Let me know what your thoughts are on that down below in the comment section. I kind of feel like he may not be... You know, his kit is cool. I really like his kit, but it doesn't really feel like it's Stukov. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, let's go ahead and pick up the spine launcher right here. We got a pretty solid group, actually, all things considered. Pretty solid composition here. I'm gonna have to try and, of course, silence enemies and really do as much damage as we can to everyone. I mean, I can stand here for days. Beautiful. Great one. Got that first blood. Nice hit by Chromie. And I feel like as long as I can trigger that ability, right, and I can have really, like, these abilities spreading, the pathogens, that is, I can do a lot of damage. Now, Maltheo, of course, is going to go up right there in the bottom lane against the enemies as well, or against our Arthas, that is. I actually have got very little experience with Maltheo so far. It's been a little while since I last actively played. I get distracted with a lot of other video games. YouTuber problems, live streamer issues. So many games to play that, you know, you kind of get distracted with other games. Alright, well, I can silence them. There you go. Trying to keep everyone alive. Trying to walk around. Whew. That could have been a little cleaner than that. Let me go ahead and grab some mana real quick. One thing to note, by the way, is that we are going through mana very rapidly. We are going through mana very quickly. Watch out, watch out, watch out. Okay. So far, so good. Looking pretty strong here. Let's go ahead and pick up... oh, actually, are we continuing fighting here? I'm gonna clean up, guys. I'm gonna clean up this wave. Oh, that E ability is really good, though, for cleaning up waves like this. As long as my allies stay alive, I can grab a whole bunch of experience right here. Pick up the biotic armor. Okay, let's go ahead and spread that pathogen once again to everyone. And look at that. That's 4-man, like 4-man healing. Super good. Super powerful. I picked up the biotic healing, by the way. That basically means that the healing pathogen, so my Q ability, will now also provide additional physical defense against enemies. Which I can't complain about. Oh man, I'm gonna have to get out of there. Sadly, I did get jumped right there, so that's a little unfortunate. Ooh, guys, please. Oh man. Ah, sadly, Chromie also not getting the hit in right there. That is a shame. That was mostly my bad. I overextended right there a little bit. The thing, of course, about Valeera is that sometimes she's a little tricky to find. Nice pick right there, though. Whew, that was some good hits. It's okay. It's okay. Early game deaths, generally speaking, are not going to be all too important. As long as we can keep on soaking the experience. Ooh, actually, we got someone going bot right now. I don't know if we need anyone in the bot lane, to be honest, Zul, but it's alright. We need to make sure that we grab as much of this XP as we can. So if you put it properly, actually, you can hit the entire, like, circle worth of enemies. Look at that. Very nice. Now, Zul actually did end up getting the kill right there on Maltheo, so that's good. There's a little bit of cast time, by the way, on both my Q as well as my my E ability. Like, it's a little bit of, like, start-up time, I suppose. Are these guys in need of healing? Nah, they're alright. So, like this, for example, right? I mean, that's a huge pain in the ass for Zul to deal with. Of course, I have to dodge his sight and all that. I'll pick up the targeted excision. Detonate a single weighted pulse. Yeah, no, it's pretty good. Pretty good for, like, single target healing, I guess. Nice. Sadly, bottom lane did end up falling there, and I think that actually... Oh, man. They're playing so aggressive. So aggressive. It's okay. Sadly, they do end up getting killed there as well. So I guess we need to grab ourselves some more XP. Now, top lane at the same time is also being pushed in. Maybe I should have been there. But I want to try and make sure that we don't lose any experience if we don't absolutely need to. There we go. One of the things that I've found so far about playing a lot of quick match is that people like to soak up experience in the first, like, couple of minutes. But then past the 5-minute mark, it's almost already forgotten. So I'm not there right now, right? I'm not there right now, which does mean that we're in a little bit of trouble if they start up a massive team fight. Careful now, Zul. They did get the payoff, sadly.
Looks like your enemies all paid up. Fire, you blackguards!
Okay. Sadly, they did just manage to get the pay in.
Is this all you have? Blast them apart!
There we go. Oh man, they're all here.
Looks like you just lost a fort.
Well, not all of them yet, but...
All cannons, hold!
Oh, man.
That one's not getting up. Double
Nice.
kill.
Precisely as it should be.
Ugh. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be able to get that. I'm not gonna be able to get that, I'm afraid. They are level 10 right now, right? So we gotta be very careful about our setup. But I don't know, I've sort of got the feeling that this almost doesn't feel like Stukov's kit. While the kit is really cool, and of course he has to do with like infestations and the Zerk and all that, it kind of feels like he's almost not like... I don't know, he's a cool hero though, he's a cool commander. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun to play as well. Anyway, we get our massive shove. I mean, it may not be the strongest of strongest ultis, but it's a lot of fun. I think they're turning in, by the way. We're gonna have to group up together very soon. Alright, let's go. You wanna be my first target? Oh, get out! Go! No! Oh! We can't cancel that! So the first thing I've just learned about the massive shove is that it's good if you're going up against one guy, but if you're going up against a group, there's very little we can do. Okay, okay, it's gonna take a couple of games to learn exactly, you know... to learn exactly how all of these different abilities work. So there's no canceling on that massive shove. And even though the range seems to be, you know, unlimited, I'm gonna group up with my allies. I need to be with my friends. Like, I mean, I can't do much by myself. I'm gonna grow right here in the mid lane. Even though, like, it's infinite range, right? And you can indeed push people around, there's no canceling in it. So I tried hitting R again to cancel the ability. It is, you know, as is pretty counterintuitive, I guess. Let's burst them up. There we go. That was not quite the way to do it. You may want to get on out of there, my man. Oh, actually, did not quite get the range off right there either. Okay. Bottom lane, though. Asking for some aid here. Hoping that one of my allies is gonna come in as well. Although actually, no, I'm going both. Did not realize there's 4 of these things as well. Okay. Go ahead and kill him. That siege damage is not gonna be bad though. Hold up, let me see real quick. Yeah, siege damage wise, we actually still do quite a lot for our support, it feels like. That's 3 camps at once though. Pretty painful. Nice push by them. They're most definitely turning in though. Are they not? Really? Oh. Quite surprised. Okay. Does he have any? Okay, he does not. Good. We've got 7.
Once more onto the bridge.
Let's go ahead and kill him.
Choose a talent.
Okay. Got another talent available right now. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pick up low blow right there. No, guys. I can't get there. I cannot get there in time. If he gets slowed, I'm gonna try and walk... Oh, man, this is a really strange fight. Yeah, no, this was a really weird split up. Ugh, sadly, our hero right there in the mid lane is still laning. We don't need the lane anymore, I'm afraid. That was not the way we had that anticipated.
Your enemy has it out for you.
Ooh, okay, well, we'll have to move together, I'm afraid, because this is like starting to fall apart. I mean, we're trying to do as much here as we can. Why is he walking? Trying to decide here why he's walking. Is there a reason? Okay, well, he's walking. Anyway, first impressions though, right here off Stukov. while we are in a little bit of a dire position. Let's just call it like that.
That's enough.
Why is he walking? He's walking everywhere. I'm not sure. Does he know that there's a mount? I don't know. Anyway, first impressions on Stukov is that his healing seemed really good. I really do like the healing effect over time, and, you know, the slowing and silencing, I mean, it makes for an extremely powerful setup. I think it's one of the more, powerful strategies you can go for. Okay, let's go ahead and start spreading that heal, I guess. And sadly, yes, he was caught in the middle of the map. We have to pick up an engagement here, but it's not happening like this. Oh man. No, 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 no. Well, he got a nice ulti off, I guess. I mean, I'm trying my best here to keep everyone alive, but it may go at my own cost here. Trying my very best to, like, position myself well. This map is all about, like, you know, moving around in proper formations, right? Because of the weird lane layouts and the weird ways that the lanes are connected. I'm starting to wonder if this game is gonna be a victory. While we looked rather strong in the earlier stages of this one, I'm starting to get a little bit worried here about this setup. Anyway, let's have a quick look at the amount of healing that we have done here so far. So, Stukov actually has got the most healing in this match so far. He's been doing a really good job at, like, moving around with his teammates as well. It's probably a good idea to, like, be in, like, the middle of your team in general if you can be. In total, though, we still have a pretty decent amount. It sort of feels like the area of effect heal, though, is gonna be really powerful, in particular, like, you know, because it spreads to allies, right? It feels like it's gonna be really powerful, in particular if you're going up against, you know, maps like this one right here, where people have a tendency to group up together. On others where, you know, people will be a little bit more out in the open, and, you know, in general, people will be less, like, focused and centralized. I feel like this commander is gonna be a bit weaker to play. But it's definitely gonna take a little bit of getting used to, though. I mean, I love my Brightwing, not gonna lie, but they're gonna get a huge turning, guys. We need to win a fight. We need to win a fight. He just keeps walking. He just keeps walking. I mean, this is such a strange way of fighting, though. Look at this mess. Oh, no. Oh, no. No, this is not the way to do it. This is not the way to do it whatsoever. And while we manage to get on out of there, I'm afraid that they're going to be able to start pushing here and potentially even go for the victory. I mean, you have to be quite accurate, by the way, with that massive shove ability. Maybe I should use it more often. Anyway, they're gonna be able to start pushing in the core here, which is a little bit worrisome. I don't know. Let's pick up that one. Actually, it doesn't go through our core either. Alright. There's a lot of learning to do with this. Alright, he overextended. So does she. Very good. There's a chance. There's a chance we can win. Oh, are we blaming leg? Alright, alright, fair enough. I think at this point, even though it's not ideal, just simply grouping up together is gonna be our best bet. I mean, they're gonna be able to turn in once again, right? They're gonna be able to turn in once again, and that may very well be our doom here. But I think we need to stay together, because these engagements have been an absolute mess. Can I actually use the W? No, he's not an heroic. Yeah, they're gonna definitely get a turn in right now. The thing is, of course, that we need to keep on hitting this thing because it deals way too much damage otherwise. They're gonna get a turn in here for sure. Although, if they're not turning in, that's fine for me as well. Alright.
Looks like your enemies all paid up. Fire, you blackguards!
They're gonna push here for sure. They're gonna push here for sure. Our best chance right now is to team wipe them, right?
I wish to be done with this.
Alright. I don't know where they're gonna come from. Looks like they're mid so far. Yeah, I'm a little worried as well that they're gonna grab camps. I think their better option would have been to just simply push in with a big group.
Just lost the whole
Oh, you've undone my wounds.
Cease fire! Anyone more? They'll need to pay up first.
Huge heal there. Okay, at least we prevented this actually from dealing a lot of damage. That was not as bad, or it was actually pretty good engagement right there. Nice disengage as well, even though nobody ended up falling. Very good. Oh man. Oh man, if we're gonna start eating that damage though, there's not a whole lot we can do. Yeah, truth be told, we're just simply getting outplayed in this very first match right here with Stukov. But honestly, he does seem like a really powerful hero. I think there's a lot of potential here. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they just simply right-click on the core right now and obtain the victory right here at this point in time. Woo, we just barely managed to get on out of there. But, I mean, look at this. They're going to be capable of hitting the core at this point, and they're going to be able to do a lot of damage. Regardless, though, I hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope that it introduced you to the character of Stukov in this game. He's a lot of fun. He's definitely an interesting hero. I just sort of feel like his kit may not have been designed for him originally. Other than that, I want to thank you very much so for watching. Have an amazing day. Do not forget to smile, alright? And I will see you in the next one. Oh, actually, even though we lost that game, I just realized they got a whole lot of loot chests to open up. I mean, it's on the PTR. It's still fun. Still fun. Try and see if we get lucky. Maybe more lucky than we did in the actual game. Alright. I mean, this is the PTR, right? So it doesn't really matter all too much. But maybe we can get a legendary. Maybe we can get lucky. I don't really care all too much about the duplicates here. As far as I know, they still don't carry over, right? I hope not, because if that was the case, I would have definitely liked to reroll. Ooh, we got an epic. There we go. Already have that one. We got a couple of the Suns Out chests as well, which I actually think I still need to open up in the live version of the game as well. So let's go ahead and see what those are all about. There we go. Those are like, I believe from like the latest event in the game, which is pretty cool. Ooh, there we go. That's a cool skin. I like that one a lot. That Oriole skin is really awesome. There we go. The thing is, of course, I already do have quite a few of the skins unlocked as it is right now. There we are. Come on, one more? Can we get like one legendary? Come on, can we get one legendary? One time. Come on, one time. Ugh. I mean, we could reroll, I guess, but